Hujambo mtazamaji, karibu kwenye Citizen Debate, ikiwa ni awamu yetu ya 5, ambapo hii leo tunaangazia kaunti nambari 32, kaunti ya Nakuru. Karibu, mimi ni Mashirima Kapombe.
And my name is Wahiga Mwaura. County number 32 is one that I'm sure is of great interest to you wherever you're watching us from. Nakuru County, which hosts Nakuru City, the 4th largest urban center in the country and the fastest growing urban center in East and Central Africa as well. We've got a lot to discuss here with my colleague, and of course the candidates vying for that seat will be live on the program this evening.
Na bila shaka wagombeaji 6 wako kwenye kinyang'anyiro cha ugavana katika kaunti hiyo ya Nakuru. Hii leo tuko na wagombeaji 5 ambao watakuwa wanashiriki Citizen Debate Jumapili hii, na wa kwanza ambaye tutakuwa tunamuita hapa jukwani si mwingine ni seneta wa Nakuru wa sasa ambaye anawania ugavana kupitia chama cha UDA, Bi Susan Kihika. Si mgeni katika masuala ya siasa, kwani alikuwa mwanamke wa kwanza kuhudumu kama speaker wa bunge la kaunti ya Nakuru.
A round of applause for Senator Susan Kihika. Tafadhali. Joining her on stage next is Dr. Stanley Karanja. He's an independent candidate. He's been a resident of Nakuru, keen to bring about socio-economic transformation of the county. Please, Dr. Stanley Karanja, you can join us at the platform, and a round of applause for Daktari as he makes his way forward.
Na mgombeaji wa 3 si mwingine ni Nicholas Munywa Wayaki mwenye umri wa miaka 46. Yeye ni mwana uchumi na pia ana masters katika policy na administration, na wakati huo yuko na PhD ya public administration. Yeye anagombea ugavana kama mgombea huru na nembo yake ni jiwe.
Okay, round of applause again, ladies and gentlemen. We will not get tired of doing this, even as we very quickly welcome Elijah Karanja, Shege Karanja to be more specific. He's an independent candidate, keen to be the next governor of the county of Nakuru, and also an investor in various businesses, including in the real estate sector as well. And as Elijah Shege Karanja joins us on stage, ladies and gentlemen, you'll also accord him a round of applause. Tafadhali.
Na mgombeaji wa mwisho ni gavana wa sasa wa kaunti ya Nakuru, Bwana Lee Kinyanjui, ambaye pia amehudumu wakati mmoja kama mwenyekiti wa NTSA. Amekuwa mbunge wa Nakuru Mashariki kuanzia mwaka wa 2007 hadi 2013, na bila shaka sio mara yake ya kwanza kuwa kwenye kinyang'anyiro hichi, na yeye ndio atakuwa anatia juhudi zaidi kuhakikisha kwamba hawa wengine 4 hawatamng'atua mamlakani.
Alright, tumpigie gavana makofi tafadhali pia. And we want to let the candidates, first of all, karibu sana, welcome to Citizen Debate. Before we get into the discussion and the debate, remember you will have 2 minutes to answer the questions that we'll pose to you, both from the research that we've conducted and from our viewers as well. And let me welcome you to the program. For those of you watching, you can message in. 2242 is the SMS line, and the hashtag is Citizen Debates. Let's get straight into it.
Naam, bila shaka tuanze na swali la umuhimu kabisa, na kila mmoja atakuwa na dakika 1 ya kujibu. Kumbuka kwanza Citizen Debates tunawasiliana kwa lugha 2, lugha ya Kiingereza na lugha ya Kiswahili. Kwa hivyo usiwe na wasiwasi, ile lugha ambayo unahisi unaridhia ndio utakayotumia. Tuanze na wewe Bi Susan Kihika. Kwa nini unataka kuwa gavana wa Nakuru?
Thank you very much for having me this evening, and the reason that I want to be the next governor of Nakuru is because I have seen throughout my life how good leadership can really improve the lives of the people. I have also seen the need that is in Nakuru County, be it from lack of water, infrastructure, health care services, support to farmers, ECD and polytechnics, and those sorts of things that are really needed in Nakuru County. And I believe that I would be able to become the change that we need in Nakuru County. And I also believe that my background and experience would put me in a very good position to transform Nakuru County.
Thank you so much, Senator, for that. You've actually done that in less than 1 minute. Let me allow Dr. Stanley Karanja to also respond to the same question. Why do you consider yourself the best place to be the next governor of Kiambu County? Daktari? Nakuru County, I beg your pardon?
Thank you. Thank you. I was wondering now you've taken me to Kiambu.
I beg your pardon, Nakuru.
Thank you. So, thank you, viewers. Thank you, Royal Media Service. My name is Dr. Stanley Chege Karanja, independent candidate for Nakuru. When you look at our country, you look at our county, iko shida. Kama saa hii ukienda kila mahali watu wanaomba unga, shida mingi, na ni mambo yanaweza tatuliwa tukifuata miundo misingi kadhaa ambayo tunaweza inua jamii zetu na vile tunaweza inua uchumi. It is unfortunate kukua tuko katika hii nchi na tumebarikiwa, tunaweza saidia mambo ya elimu, maadili, maarifa na kazi. Watu wetu wapate kazi jameni. Mambo ya maji, ukosefu wa maji, kilimo, biashara, barabara na viwanda. Ni mambo tunaweza rekebisha. And there are things that are doable. There are things that we can be able to do together with public participation. Mambo ya makao, afya bora, mazingira na usalama. Ni mambo tunazingatia yale tunaweza fanya.
Dakika yako moja imeisha. Asante sana kwa kutueleza kwa nini unataka kuwa gavana wa Nakuru kunradhi. Nicholas Munywa Wayaki, wewe ni mwanauchumi. Kwa nini unataka kuwa gavana wa Nakuru?
Asante. Kwanza tuangalie picha hii. Hiyo ni meno ya wanadamu, na especially watu wa kutoka Nakuru County. Hii inaletwa kwa sababu ya kuwa na maji yaliyo na fluoride ya juu zaidi. Kwa hivyo kama hii ndio identity ya mtu wa Nakuru, lazima nisimame nipiganie watu wetu tuwe na maji safi, maji lita 1000.
Naomba usogee karibu na microphone yako ili tuweze kukusikia. Maji
lita 1000 kila siku na yawe safi bila fluoride, ili watu wa Nakuru identity yao isiwe ni meno yaliyooza. Na hivi unaona meno yakiwa imeoza, ndivyo hata bones zetu huwa zimeoza. So hii ndio sana imechangia niseme we must liberate our people of Nakuru.
Nicholas Wayaki, asante sana. Let me jump over straight to Elijah Karanja. You want to transition from the world of business to the world of politics. Why do you think you have what it takes to be the next leader in Kiambu County? In Nakuru. Nakuru. Oh my goodness, I beg your pardon. Nakuru.
Okay, fine. Thank you, my panelists. Thank you, Ramidi, and thank you for the audience and everybody else watching in Nakuru County. The reason I want this position of governor is the issue of unemployment most by far. Our county, 36% of the youth are unemployed, 36% of our people are food poor, and poverty is killing our people. And that is why I decided I want to be the governor, because I know there are areas of economics we can harness and create jobs for our youth. My mantra is simple, and my political philosophy is simple. Jobs, jobs, jobs for the young people. That's my opening statement.
Naam, asante sana. Bwana Lee Kinyanjui, umekuwa gavana toka mwaka wa 2017. Kwa nini unataka kumaliza hatamu yako, na kwa nini wananchi wa Nakuru wakupatie nafasi hiyo?
Thank you. So first I want to confirm that although we have water challenges, it is wrong and irresponsible to say that watu wa Nakuru wako na meno imeoza na mifupa imeoza. So I think it's good to make that correction before we do anything, because my work is also to defend both our image and also our county. Secondly, I want to say that out of the 6 seats we'll be voting for, there are 2 seats that have 2 terms, 2 constitutional terms, because the cycle and gestation period of development is about 10 years. If you recall, President Kibaki in his 5 years, he was not able to deliver a constitution, he was not able to deliver Thika Road, he was not able to deliver much of the things. But on his second term, that is what we remember Kibaki for. Therefore, counties that keep recycling leaders on the first term will not be able to achieve their goal. And I therefore want to take this opportunity to say that we have laid a firm foundation that will bear fruit exponentially in the next 5 years. Then lastly also, is to confirm that I have the requisite experience. I have worked in government, I've been a legislator, and therefore have what it takes to take Nakuru to the next level. Thank you so much, Governor, and your time is up. So we'll immediately switch gears, because we now want to talk about insecurity. And the county of Nakuru has made the headlines, especially over the last month of June, with the issue of insecurity. Spate of killings in the month of June highlighted the challenges there. Criminal gangs running rampant in the county. And Senator, starting with you, what do you make, in the next 1 minute, 30 seconds, is the root cause of the insecurity in Nakuru County? And what would you do to solve it, should the residents there make you the next CEO?
Oh, thank you, Wahiga. Really, there has been a serious problem of insecurity in the county. Maybe not necessarily across the whole county, but in some parts of the county. Where I come from, or where my father's home is, in Bahati, we had some killings of women. And beyond that, in some parts of the town, of Nakuru town, we have had some organized criminal gangs. So that is no secret to anyone. I have also watched with dismay to see how fast insecurity is becoming an issue in Nakuru town. Waihiga, I was a speaker of Nakuru town of Nakuru County for 5 years before this term of Senate for 5 years. And I can tell you for sure, I want to believe that part of the root problem with these criminal gangs and all that may have to do with the very poor economy that we are experiencing at this point in time.
Your time is up. I can add you 10 seconds. Just
okay.
Wrap it up, yes.
That we are experiencing at this point in time. So I believe as a governor, I have enough and good programs to empower these young people so that they can make a living and maybe get away from crime. But beyond that, knowing that security is also not devolved, but as a governor, you would sit in the county security committee, I would be very involved, very hands-on to make sure that the security personnel in the county or agencies are doing their work.
Naam, Bwana Stanley Karanja, maoni yako ni yapi kuhusiana na swala la utovu wa usalama katika kaunti ya Nakuru? Je, ni swala ambalo linachochewa labda na ukosefu wa kazi, umaskini kama anavyosema Seneta Kihika, ama wewe unaona tatizo ni tofauti?
Katika maisha ya mwanadamu kuna ile huwa inaitwa, wasomi wanasema the Maslow's theory, the hierarchy of needs. Kitu ya kwanza mwanadamu ni apate chakula, food. Sasa tukiwa Nakuru watu wanakosa chakula. Kukosa chakula ni ukosefu wa kazi, ukosefu wa ajira. Alafu unaangalia pia viongozi. Vijana tumewafanya watapeli. Vijana hata ukienda kwa serikali leo hii wanapatiwa contract jobs. When will they become? They are desperate. They need proper leadership. Ukienda kwa health sector, ukienda kwa sector zingine, they are in contract. Ukienda even national government, it's very shameful to have vijana na kazi. They cannot use anything that can help them, even take a loan or even get into a circle. These people are desperate. That's why I want to come to this leadership. And be able, first of all, take the Nakuru County, understand the budgetary allocations and make sure the tenders are given to the people of Nakuru so that the money circulates in Nakuru. Watu wa Nakuru wapate kazi. To focus na maneno ya chakula. Let's do agriculture. It's unfortunate from county and national government, we are continuing kukata ploti ndogo ndogo, broti maguta. It is very unfortunate. Yet, we don't have a proper policy in food security and food production, notwithstanding lack of water. Those are the things that we need to think. This thing is bigger than we think, and the worst have not yet been seen. This is the time to change on date 9th. Okay, and we'll come back to you to get a bit more of an understanding of your proposed solutions, because you have quite some diagnosis there. Nicholas Wayaki, coming to you, we are told that this insecurity has also been witnessed not just in town, as we read in the headlines last month, but in areas like Molo as well. It's spreading. Do you share the views of the other candidates that those are the key issues that are driving insecurity in Nakuru?
Mine is different. I'm a strong believer that security is a secondary factor. Primary is getting people from poverty, giving people empowerment, and giving people opportunities. Why is it that we are having insecurity now and not the previous term? We are having insecurity now because we have denied people of Nakuru residents, their devolved resources. We are denying people of Nakuru bills that are supposed to be paid. We are not paying, so we are pushing them towards poverty. So the insecurity of Nakuru is 100% contributed by systematic failures of the current regime of county governance. So I believe when we empower our youth by paying the bills of their parents, when we give them the resources, rather than return money to the treasury, the issue of insecurity will be a thing of the past. So when I take this administration, I'll make sure all the defunct industries in Nakuru will be functioning. I'll create incentives for more investments in industries to make sure that people who are willing and able to work are working. I'll make sure issues of pending bills are things of the past.
Okay.
Naam, asante sana, muda wako umekwisha tu. Tukupatie fursa sasa Bwana Elijah Chege, manake umezungumzia maswala ya vijana kupata kazi, na kulingana na utafiti uliofanywa na ISPAC ni kwamba vijana katika kaunti ya Nakuru ni 38%, na hii 38% wanategemea wazee wao ili kujikimu kimaisha. Wao utafanya nini ili kuhakikisha kwamba hili swala la vijana kukosa kazi na usalama linatatuliwa?
First of all, I have to look at issues in duality, or in two ways. First of all, there is immediate action to eliminate gangsterism, because most of the challenges of security, almost 90%, we are talking about city gangsterism, which is a cultural issue. Because when you see the neighborhoods in Nakuru, maybe you might find those are factories of gangsterism, so definitely we have to figure out how to eliminate that. This is how I'll do it. I'm planning to form a committee whereby I'll have the governor's office, have the law enforcement, have civil society, and have community leaders come together so that we go to those neighborhoods, talk to those people, identify their needs. If they're young men, we boost them with financial capabilities so that we bring them. Because what people don't understand, some of these gangsters are as young as 13 years. They need rescue. They don't even need law enforcement. So we're going to go, tap them, bring them, and then give them incentives and maybe help them start jobs. I'm also planning to put fast internet reliable in all the cities and towns within Nakuru, in all the towns within Nakuru, whereby we can tap customer service job, which I know, if well harnessed, we can hire 100,000 young men and women in the first year. Those jobs are available, and I hope I'll get time to explain how I'll be able to bring that in Nakuru County.
Thank you so much, Elijah. Governor, let me come to you. Of course, you're a candidate just like the others, but you hold a different position as the current office holder. You've heard what your competitors have to say about what they believe is the root cause of that insecurity. But in a tweet from a viewer called Teardrop, they say the insecurity in Nakuru has nothing to do with poverty. It's because of criminal gangs and the support of politicians to cause a specific voting pattern. Which is it, Governor, this evening, from where you sit?
Okay, so first, I want to confirm that, yes, we've had security incidences, but this was probably in 3 or 4 of our wards. And it's good to note that we have 55. So we cannot discuss the issue of security as if it is a pandemic across Nakuru. It is 3 out of 55. And sometimes some of these statements would also mean a lot to our tourists, to our hotel industry, and everybody. So it is not any different from what is happening in Mathare, in Kibera, and other places. So first of all, we agree it is not a crisis across the entire Nakuru, but urban areas, especially high-density areas.
Well, those who've been affected may not agree with you, but carry on.
I come from that place. I get a report of all the incidents every day, so I can confirm what I'm saying. 2 is that what that tweet you have received is everything. The criminal groups that exist in our urban areas have the benefit and patronage of politicians. If they are arrested by police, the politicians come and get them out. If they are taken to court, the politicians come and pay the fines, and they come and still continue to terrorize the people. So I think the issue is politicians create these gangs to help them achieve political goals. But after the election is over, they leave them out there, and therefore they terrorize the entire community. But as a county, what are we doing? First is liaising with the national government, and I want to thank Matiang'i. He was there about 3 weeks ago, and since then we have had very decisive action, and all those incidences have been brought down. We also are working on technology to put CCTV in some of these areas that are crime prone.
Okay, briefly, your time is up. So 10 seconds.
Then also economic empowerment, giving these young people an opportunity, and also mentoring them so that we don't condemn them wholesome, and some of them just require mentoring and realigning them to what would be beneficial to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I don't know whether we have a minute. I wanted to get a reaction from Senator Kihika on that same point here.
Lakini mwelekezi wetu anasema tupumzike kidogo, kisha tutakaporejea Senator Kihika anaweza kujibu swala hilo.
Good night, gentle toes. Good night, soft cheeks. It's time to sleep. Peaceful nights start with skin protection. A new Pampers Pants with a touch of olive oil offers double skin protection. Its absorbent layers lock wetness away, and its moisturizing lotion with olive oil keeps your baby skin protected all night. New Pampers Pants, double skin protection for peaceful nights.
Generosity imesaidia kuignite a love for reading in our children. Nunua any Cadbury Story Edition packs, scan QR code na generously share your homegrown story. Cadbury, there's a glass and a half in everyone.
Online shopping platforms give you the opportunity to shop 24/7 at your own convenience.
There are days when you think, oh, leo na deserve, so order a Glovo. Days when plans inachelewa. What if you order a Glovo? Glovo, you order, we get it.
The only rivalry here is the one you have with my daughter. Don't you realize that you already lost?
Yeah.
Who did you just speak to on the phone?
Available at Chandarana supermarkets and a pharmacy near you.
Jijenge Credit Limited offers you logbook loans in 1 hour at low interest rates. No age or model restrictions. Get a logbook loan and continue driving your car. Jijenge Credit, empowering your business.
High-quality detergents are designed to clean clothes even better from deep down at the fiber level.
Doffy's strong enzymatic particles remove stains easily. Microcapsule fragrance goes into fibers and give you lasting freshness for the whole day.
Colorful day, wonderful scent.
All right, welcome back to Citizen Debates, and of course we are focusing on county number 32, Nakuru County today, and we've got 5 candidates here who want to lead that county, with one of course wanting to continue with the job that he has been doing. We've been focusing on the state of security in the county, but we want to switch gears now and focus on healthcare and hear what their plans are for healthcare for the 4th largest city in Kenya, and of course one of the fastest growing in the region as well. And Senator Kika, I'll start with you on that one and hear your plans on the health sector. Bearing in mind, we know that it has been occasioned by civil strife since the onset of devolution 10 years ago, challenges between the county government and nurses, and the formula of which the nurses should be contracted to do their work. How would your administration manage this particular situation moving forward? What are your plans for healthcare?
Oh, hi. I think you forgot that you had given me a minute to respond to what the governor has said, but if you want, I can proceed and just move on to the healthcare.
Can you do it in 30 seconds?
Yeah,
if possible. And
yeah,
then
I just
switch.
wanted to make a quick comment there and say that I am a bit surprised that the governor is downplaying how serious security issues have been in the county. And I have previously said that our need for tourism cannot make us hide our heads in the sand. So, but the big issue or the driver to this insecurity has been the current administration's ineffectiveness or abandoning of the youth population in Nakuru and not empowering them at all. So when the governor talks about he will be having youth empowerment if he gets a second term, it's surprising for somebody who's already been there for 5 years. But let me pivot back to healthcare. Healthcare is one of actually my big agendas if I'm so lucky and the people of Nakuru County elect me as their governor. One, there has been massive failure of healthcare in Nakuru County, and it is no surprise. I have moved around the 55 wards. I have done meetings in the villages, and every place I have been to, there is an outcry of no drugs in any of the hospitals across Nakuru. And most people will tell you that they get Panadol or Piriton. That is all they get after lining up for hours, and then they are given a prescription to go buy medicine in some chemist. But however, my plan will be, first of all, to make sure that all the existing healthcare facilities are adequately completed for those that are lying incomplete. For those that are already complete, probably increase their capacities, be it the beds, maternity facilities, like I was in Kandutura, Visoi Ward in Rongai just yesterday, and you find there's a maternity there that only operates between 8 to 5 on Monday to Friday. So that is a bit crazy. I would want it to operate 24 hours a day. So
I'll
make sure there's drugs.
And a bit later on, I'll give you a chance to shed a bit more light on your healthcare plan. But let me also allow Dr. Karanja to also share his thoughts, his plan for healthcare, should he be the next CEO of Nakuru County.
Being the next CEO of Nakuru County, matters of health, they need a lot of understanding and appreciating that drugs cannot be bought by just a procurement person. And a procurement person who mostly is on an acting capacity. That you create room for manipulation and funds embezzlement in the health sector. That's one critical area that we need to know. We need to have the right people. We need to have the proper people, human resources to be able to do proper works in the health sector and across the county. That's number one. Number two, we need to understand the epidemiological patterns, disease patterns of our entire county. What are the biggest challenges we're having? HIV and AIDS. Even the youth 16 to 24 years, they are not getting good placed hospital setups where all hospitals, the governor said gestation development is 10 years. So it means buildings are not yet done. So they are hanging, they are somewhere until when he gets, but when getting the opportunity, I'll finish them within the first year. I know what to do. So,
katika hilo swala, katika mahojiano ya awali ulikuwa umezungumzia kwamba unapinga swala la wafanyikazi wa afya kuajiriwa kupitia kandarasi na sio wa kudumu. Hebu tueleze, iwapo utapatiwa nafasi hiyo, utafanya nini ili kuhakikisha kwamba wahudumu wa afya wanahisi kwamba mazingira yao ya kazi yako sawa?
Kapombe, nadhani umeuliza swali lingine, nimalize la kwanza nijibu hilo.
Ni hilo kuhusiana na afya.
Haya ni la afya, lakini nakuelewa. Thought process wewe inaenda namna hiyo. Nimesema mambo epidemiological disease patterns vile zinafaa kuwa mapped. Na tutumie teknolojia kujua ni area gani iko na shida gani. Tuangalie mambo ya HIV, AIDS na ina affect watu wengi sahi between ages 16 to 24. We need to have hospital setups which are very very appealing to the youth, that they can go there for counseling and HIV testing and guidance. That is number two. Tuangalie maneno ya maji vile ina affect mambo ya diarrhea in Nakuru, which we also need to sort that. Mambo hiyo swali umeuliza Mashirima.
I'll give you 20 seconds for that.
Thank you. Ukikuwa na mtu ako katika contract na ndiye ananunua dawa KEMSA, atanunua dawa, atanunua PPE, ataelewa cycle ya procurement. Nafikiri unaielewa hayo.
Naam, bila shaka. Bwana Nicholas Munywa, wewe utafanya nini kuhakikisha kwamba wakazi wa Nakuru wanapata afya bora na pia wale wahudumu wa afya wanajihisi kwamba wanathaminiwa?
Thank you. Before I get to that, let me quickly respond to what our current governor said. He admitted that we need economic empowerment for our people not to be poor, and he should stop saying it is just other killing like any other place in Mathare. Remember, these are families affected, people who have lost the lives of their members of family. So let us not be casual about this issue of security. And if there are politicians involved, I kindly request the governor to mention them by name. Nobody is above the law in this country. On matters of health, I will make sure in the 11 constituencies, we have at least hospitals that are level 4 status in the 11 sub-counties. In the 55 wards, I will make sure that we have at least a dispensary that is fully stocked with drugs. Actually, the case of Nakuru as we stand, the last supply of drugs was done on 28th of May 2021. We've not been having drugs in Nakuru, while we have cases on the report of the controller of budget of Nakuru County returning money.
The current governor is looking at you as if he doesn't fully believe.
To the controller of budget. What does it?
He doesn't fully believe your statement that 2021, that date you mentioned, is the last date.
It is there. It is in the public domain. I'm interacting with medics in Nakuru. This I'm not saying on top of my head. I wish I had invited a medic to be among my guests. There are no drugs in Nakuru. You have heard the current senator say this. Why should we hide our heads on the... He's busy building a skyscraper in Nakuru, PGH, instead of putting drugs in the dispensaries. We do not need the skyscrapers to assure health.
We'll allow him a chance to respond to that immediately after this. But first, of course, I need to allow Elijah Karanja to also weigh in on this. Elijah, we know one of the challenges of Nakuru from a disease burden perspective is sanitation, and we are told 80% of the health challenges is linked with sanitation. Specific areas are Rongai, Kiamunyi, parts of Njoro, where we receive reports even today from residents that water access is a challenge. Talk to us about how you'd bridge that gap between health and water access should you be the next governor.
First of all, as a governor in healthcare, I want to enhance universal healthcare, and this is how I'll do it. I want to eliminate the charges we charge Boda Boda, which is about 3,500 every year, and Mamba Boga. Any license that is beyond 5,000 will be eliminated. And then we will make them, in that respect, to have National Hospital Insurance Fund card as the operating license. If we do that, we will move NHIF coverage or insurance, health insurance, from 30% right now to 50%. So we'll be able to cover that. The issue of drugs, I also want to encourage cottage industries in all the hospitals that has been built. We can manufacture drugs like painkillers. We can also have like PPEs. We don't have to import that. We can manufacture that in Nakuru County. By doing that, we'll make sure we don't have to wait for KEMSA bureaucracy and corruption to give us drugs. We can have our own drugs, and then we can import the ones we don't have capacity as we build capacity, because I believe we can do it, we can manufacture, we can build, we have the capacity, but we need to try. In the issue of water, I know areas like you say in sanitation. In Nakuru County, I want to divide it so that we can also do what we can call divide sewage into areas so that it's not centralized, so that we can manage sewage, so that we can also afford people, give them water. And also it's very important to learn how to harvest rainwater. So we're going to give people tanks and gutters to harvest rainwater so that rainwater does not have fluoride and is not contaminated.
Na kwa sekunde 30 make kuna jambo ambalo umesema kuhusiana na kutafuta dawa kwingineko sio kupitia KEMSA. Tena ukisema kwamba Nakuru utahakikisha kwamba mtakuwa mnatengeneza dawa wenyewe. Kwa sekunde 30 labda unaweza kutufafanulia zaidi na ni muda gani ambao utachukua kuweza kufanikisha haya?
Okay, cottage industries are industries that are not expensive. Those are industries that we can harness even in area of job employment. They exist. Most of these drug manufacturing, even if you go to India, you find a cottage industry that is manufacturing generic drugs costing like 3 million shillings. Those are things, machines we can bring here and start manufacturing so that we can be able to remove our people from the bottlenecks of the bureaucracy of KEMSA. And we will do the research, necessary research. We will use the laws necessary. We will talk to all the county leadership so that we can have that into law.
Thank you. I'll have to interrupt you there. When I come back, I will want to hear how you'll fund all those plans that you've mentioned. Okay. But let me allow Governor Kinyanjui to also respond to this. Governor, how far would you say you are in the fulfillment of healthcare priorities as per the CIDP plan 2018-2019 to 2022-2023? Very ambitious plans, some of which has been cited by your competitors as not having been achieved.
Yeah, first I think for a sitting governor to have the same time as those who are all, making allegations and have nothing to report is also a bit unfair, because I have to give correct, then I give you my vision. But nevertheless,
I'll add you 30 seconds. So
I want to say
Go ahead.
that Nakuru has been voted the best in healthcare for the last 2 years consecutively. If it was voted the best in healthcare, I don't understand how it would be the poorest. We have no single shilling owing to KEMSA. We are one among 2 counties that don't owe KEMSA for any drugs. For my brother to say that the last time the drugs were bought was in May 2021, I leave it to the public to make that judgment. Then secondly, is that also it is important to know that Nakuru has made very great strides. They are calling them skyscrapers and all that, but the point is We have a hospital in Maimahio for 150 million shillings. It is complete, awaiting equipping and staffing. In Naivasha, we have partnered with Kengen to do a 330 million hospital, awaiting equipping and staffing. In Gilgil, we've already done a hospital that's a maternity. Now we want to commission it and also do a mental section within that hospital. Within PGH, we have built a hospital for about 750 million using county resources. And the same in Joro, the same in Molo, the same in Olenguruni. And in Bahati, we were partnering with another entity that is working with that from the faith-based. And in Subukia, we have put a budget of 150 million shillings. So I think it's also good to put things in perspective and also to understand for those who are seeking votes, there is no way they will say the truth. They have to paint it black so that they look white. But for patients who go to our hospitals, our visitations have gone up by more than double. We would not be getting patients from all the counties around us if we were not doing our job.
Naam, ili kuendeleza mada hii ya afya na kwa sababu wewe ndio gavana ulioko, kuna swala la kuajiri wahudumu wa afya kupitia kandarasi kisha baada ya miaka miwili wanapatiwa kandarasi za kudumu. Hii hali imekuwaje? Wahudumu wa afya saizi wana raha?
Aya, sasa kwanza it's good to note that we are driven not by who is happy and who is not happy, but by productivity. As a governor, I'm on contract. My MCAs are on contract for 5 years. Even you, the journalists here, you're on contract. So what the biggest problem in healthcare is that we would employ everybody on permanent and pensionable. The first thing they do is to plan for the next strike. When they all go on strike, our hospitals are paralyzed. But when you have a ratio of half of them are on contract, half of them are on permanent, those who are on contract must continue going. I want to assure you this. If there was a nationwide strike today, Nakuru would still operate all its health centers. Maybe not optimally, but they would all operate. So we have to do that in the best interest of our healthcare. And also to note this, that we have lost people, including our own relatives, when the doctors go on strike. So what do? We have to look for a management solution to ensure that at no time will we lose any life. So to come here and want to make populist remarks and make everybody permanent, you must also remember there's a background. And even the top hospitals, Aga Khan, MPSHA, all of them, everybody's on contract. That is how the world is going for productivity.
Point. And I think we've given you more than adequate time to defend yourself. Okay, Senator, we do need to take a break. I can give you 30 seconds if it's a brief comment, then we take that break.
Yes, please. Oh, after we come back or now?
You can take it now, so that we switch.
First, I want the people of Nakuru, specifically the voters and residents of Nakuru, to now see and contrast my leadership, were they to elect me as their governor, as compared with that of the sitting governor. I have a very different approach, or I would have a very different approach to that of the healthcare workers. If they elected me governor, I would make all those healthcare workers on contract permanent and pensionable. And I believe it is doable, and I would do it in the first 100 days. I do not believe that the fear of strikes should be used against those healthcare workers to deny them permanent status in the county.
Naam, asante sana Bi Susan Kihika ambaye ni seneta wa sasa wa kaunti ya Nakuru. Tunazidi tu kuangazia masuala mbalimbali katika kaunti ya Nakuru. Kumbuka kama unataka kushiriki ama una swali ambalo ungependa wagombeaji hii leo waweze kulijibu, liulize kupitia nambari arafa ya nambari 22422 au kupitia mitandao ya kijamii ukitumia alama ya reli Citizen Debates. Usiondoke hapo ulipo.